In this video, I'm going to show you how to perform a two-sample F-test for variances in Microsoft Excel. I'll show you how to generate the results, including a p-value, and we'll also interpret each output to explain what they mean. As always, if you do find this content useful, please let me know by leaving a like on the video or drop me a comment below. Now let's jump into Excel and get started. So the reason we would perform a two-sample F-test for variances is to determine if the variances of two populations are equal. This is important to know because certain hypothesis tests, such as independent student t-tests, assume that the two groups in the test have equal variances. So it is important to know if the two groups have equal variances before performing an independent student t-test, for example. For this tutorial, I'll be using the same data as used in my other tutorial on how to perform a student t-test in Microsoft Excel. So I have two groups, males and females, and I have data for their height, measured in centimeters, for 8 different participants in each group. There are a few ways you can perform the F-test in Excel. The first method is to use the Data Analysis ToolPak. This is an add-on created by Microsoft to provide data analysis tools for statistical analyses. To install the ToolPak, go to File, Options. Then click on Add-ins. At the bottom, you want to manage the Excel add-ins and click the Go button. Then ensure that you tick the Analysis ToolPak add-in and click OK. Now when you click on the Data ribbon at the top, you should see a Data Analysis button in a subsection called Analyze. Before we perform the F-test by using the Data Analysis ToolPak, I advise to calculate the variance for each group beforehand, and you'll see why this is useful shortly. To calculate the variance, in a new cell, enter equals var.s open bracket, then highlight all of the data for the first group, and then close the bracket, and then press the Enter key to calculate the variance. So I get a value of 23.55 for males. And if you're wondering, variance is basically a measurement of the spread between the numbers in a dataset. Now I'll do the same for the female group, and here I get a value of 25.70 when rounded. Now we are ready to perform the F-test to determine if the two variances are significantly different. To do this, go to Data, Data Analysis. Then from the list, select the F-test 2 sample for variances option and click OK. For the input, we need to enter the data for the two groups. For variable 1, it is recommended to import the group with the highest variance value so that Excel can calculate the correct F value. This is the reason why we calculated the variance for each group beforehand. And since my female group has the highest variance, I will select this group first. To enter the data, select the up arrow and then click and drag to highlight the data. Then press the Enter key on your keyboard to add the data into the test. I will then repeat this process for variable 2, this time adding in the data for the other group. Since I highlighted the labels in my first row, I will tick the Labels option. If you don't have any labels for your groups, then don't select this option. For alpha, this is the significance threshold. By default, this is set at 0.05. So if the p-value for the test is less than 0.05, we will conclude that the test is statistically significant. You can change this if you so wish, but I will leave mine at 0.05 for this example. Finally, the output options underneath are used to determine where the F-test results should be returned. The first option will allow me to select an area in this sheet where I want the results to be placed. The second option will save the results in a new sheet, and the final option will mean that the results will be saved in an entirely new Excel document. I'll select the second option and call the new sheet Results. Then I'll press the OK button to run the test. As you can see, the results have been entered into a new sheet. I'll now break down each of these results in detail. In the first row, we have the mean or average values for each of the two groups. Under this, we have the variance. This is the same values as we calculated just before performing the test. The observations are simply the number of data points in each group, so I had 8 participants in each group. Under this, we have the degrees of freedom, and this is calculated by subtracting 1 from the number of observations. So both of my groups have a degrees of freedom value of 7. Under this we have F, and this is the F value for the test. Essentially this is calculated by dividing the variance for the first variable by the variance of the second variable. So in a new cell, I could enter equals, then select the cell containing the variance for the female group, and divide this by the variance for the male group, and press enter. And as you can see, I get the same value of 1.09. At the bottom of the results table, we have the F critical value, and this is for a one-tailed test. Basically, Excel uses the degrees of freedom for the two groups, as well as the alpha level, to work out the F critical value. And by comparing the F value to the F critical value, we can determine the P value. In this case, it is a P value for a one-tailed analysis, and for mine, this comes at 0.46 when rounded. To interpret this value, we need to declare our two hypotheses. The null hypothesis would be there is no difference in variance of height measures between the two populations, and the alternative hypothesis would be females have a higher variance for height measures compared with males. Note that the alternative hypothesis is written in this way because the test performed here is a one-tailed test, and I'll show you how to calculate a p-value for a two-tailed test shortly. We would reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis if p is less than 0.05. On the other hand, we would fail to reject the null hypothesis if p is greater than 0.05. Since my p-value is larger than 0.05, I will fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is no difference in variance of height measures between the populations. If this was the case, I could then proceed with a t-test and assume the populations have equal variance. If the p-value was less than 0.05, then I would assume that the two populations have unequal variance when performing the t-test. So that's the first method of performing an F.TEST two-sample for variances in Excel. There is also a function you can use that will return the two-tailed p-value for the test, instead of the one-tailed p-value. To do this, in a new cell, enter F.TEST, open bracket, then select all of the data for the first group, add a comma, then click and drag to select all of the data for the second group. Close the bracket, and then press the Enter key. And here you'll see that the p-value for the F.TEST has been returned. Notice that this p-value is different to that reported by the Data Analysis ToolPak. In fact, it is twice the value. And this is because the F.TEST function returns the two-tailed p-value, whereas the Data Analysis ToolPak only returns the one-tailed p-value. So to interpret this p-value, we again need to report our two hypotheses. The null hypothesis would be the same. In other words, there is no difference in variance of height measures between the two populations. Since this is a two-tailed analysis, the alternative hypothesis would be there is a difference in variance of height measures between the two populations. And since the p-value is greater than our alpha of 0.05, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, and again conclude that there is no difference in variance of height measures between the two populations. And that brings me to the end of this tutorial. You now know how to perform a two-sample F-test for variances in Microsoft Excel.